Guys, Bitcoin is doing exactly as predicted. I predicted in my last video that Bitcoin will have a pullback around 43 to 45k, and this is exactly what is going on right now. I want to show you this chart we talked about before in my previous video. We see Bitcoin broke out at January of the beginning of this year. We retested the last high, and again we broke out. We retested exactly the last high, and again we broke out, but we didn't retest the last high. Now we broke above the 43k, and that is the reason I'm not thinking that we will longer testing the previous high. But I see in the middle another huge support and resistance level, and that is exactly what I want to talk about with you in today's video. What is going on and why is Bitcoin dumping? But first, before I go back to my next target where Bitcoin will have a pullback to, I want to show you this. Right now we have an open interest of $12 billion. So only future market is 12 billion of open interest, and that is pretty high. And also we saw inside the liquidation heat map, we saw a lot of liquidations at 43k, and this results in a chain reaction of selling bitcoins, because when you have a long position and the Bitcoin price is dropping, you need to sell your tokens because the exchange don't want to cover your losses. And that is the reason that we can see a chain reaction all the way down to around, how deep was it? It was around 40.5k, and we saw that people are buying back Bitcoin, or maybe the market makers, because when there is a lot of liquidity at the specific area, so at 43k, they want to drive the price to that level to buy up the Bitcoins of the people who are longing, and from that moment we can see a price reversion to the other side. But right now we see Bitcoin goes to 40.5k, and again we see it climbing up, and again we see a pullback to the downside. So I think personally that the pullback is beginning right now, that we go back to this area or this area 37k, because when we zoom out and we go back in time, we see at the 37k level a lot of resistance and also support. We see that we got supported here, we got support here, and also around here, but we see a wick. So multiple times we had support at 37k. That is the reason that my next target is 37k. But if we break below this price, what can we expect? I expect that we go first to here, and if we break below, the next target will be the previous high around 32k. And myself, I like to open positions when we can expect a reversal. So my next position will be a long position at 37k, around that in this area, and I put my stop loss just below here, and I want to have a risk reward ratio of 3, and this is around here. So this is my next position. I will open it at 37.3.75, and my stop loss is at 36.5, and my profit is at 39k.781. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick, but I need to make this video for you. And beside that, I told you to take some profits, and it is important to take some profits. Why? Because I want to show you this. Did you ever notice how hard it is to recover to the same level when the price is dumping? And that is exactly what we can see here. If the price of Bitcoin dumps by 50%, we need to get back a 100% profit to get back to the same level. And also, when we have a dip of 30%, we need to be a 43% pullback. And that is what I want to show to you. It is the reason that you need to take profits. And also, why I think Bitcoin is having a pullback. Look guys, this is the Bitcoin cross-buy ratio, and every time when we reach the red area, we need to be aware to take some profits. And when we reach the green area, we need to be aware that this is potentially the bottom. And exactly when we look at the history of Bitcoin, we see here, we reach the red area. What can we see afterwards? A pullback. We see the red area. We have a pullback. Here again, we have a pullback. And also here, we have a pullback. We have a pullback here. Only here, there's no pullback. But most of the time when we reach the red area, we can expect a pullback. And why should we play with risk if we can make money by playing it safe? And also another one that I want to show to you that is giving us an alert of a pullback is this one, the Bitcoin value days destroyed VVD multiplier. And this chart shows us the following. This data will show data of monthly moving average against the yearly moving average of Bitcoin holders. And it gives us an alert when older tokens that holds for a longer period are entering the market to be sold. And this is typically what happens when long-term participants begin to take profit and their coins will be sold on exchanges. When we take a look at the past, we see it reached the blue line. We got a pullback. And also, it doesn't look like a big pullback because we are zoomed out, but this is maybe 25 or 20%. And also here, we see a pullback. And again, we can see here a pullback. And also, we see here a pullback, a huge one. But we don't know how high the green candle will be because maybe the next one will go higher. But we better play safe, guys. Yes, we can go like this one, the red one. We can see that from here, but we have a pullback when we reach the orange line. Another one, and from that moment we go upwards again. So imagine when you sold here and buy back here. And again, we have an orange candle here, but a very big one. And now we know, hey, we need to take some profits. And in case you want to have more of this chart, inside my bio, I have a link to look into Bitcoin. And look into Bitcoin is a platform that gives you a lot of data and also charts of on-chain data that gives you historical data of Bitcoin and can be useful for your investments. So in case you want to look into Bitcoin, click the link down in the description. Imagine you own 1 Bitcoin or other amount of Bitcoin, but it's easy to calculate. It's now worth 45k. We take out 20%. It's worth $9,000. We now have 0.8 Bitcoin, 9,000 USDT. Now Bitcoin drops with 50%. And with the 50%, we get a new price of 22.5 thousand. We buy back the $9,000, we get 0.4 Bitcoin, and we now have 0.8 Bitcoin plus 0.3 Bitcoin. It gives us a total of 1.2 Bitcoin. And now Bitcoin is getting back to the 45k. And now we don't own 45k worth of Bitcoin, but 54,000 of Bitcoin. And this is a price increase on or taking profit of 100%. We take out 20% and we gained another 20% by buying back the dip, as here, exactly as predicted. A 50% drop is a 100% pullback. Even if Bitcoin drops by 30% and you get a pullback to the same price, you have a profit of 43%. And I think that a lot of people forget this because they think I take out 30% and I will get back 30% if we get back to the same price. No, you get way more profit by taking out some profits and buy back lower. Even if you do 20%, you have an extra 5% on your buyback. So guys, along the way in crypto can be very brutal. It can be dips of 30 to 40%, and that is the reason you need to take profits for yourself. Have some USDT on the sideline to buy back lower. Like I said, we don't know the future of Bitcoin and what it will do. Maybe we'll go back to 45k, and yeah, we don't know. We can only be safe. We can be safe to protect ourselves by not taking profits. Just take a little bit out. Who cares? If Bitcoin goes to 100k from here and you took out 20%, what is the difference for you? You have USDT on the sideline. If we dip, if we don't dip, you're still happy because you have still 80% as a position inside Bitcoin or other tokens. Even with altcoins, it's so much important to take profits. Guys, thanks for watching this video. And again, we talked about it 5 days ago. 650 views 5 days ago. This is why I prepare for a pullback. And I have my USDT on the sideline to buy back way lower. Guys, it's easy. Play safe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.